Going to get started. As we know, every quarter we've been doing a specific webinar, just kind of covering a lot of the FAQs we're getting. As most of you guys can understand, social media, it really is changing on a monthly basis. LinkedIn and Facebook have just done some major revamping to their profiles. I've gotten a lot of questions with people saying, "Hey, what happened to this feature? It's gone." So I guess my point is there's constantly change occurring with these things, and unfortunately you have to kind of try to stay on top of it, or you become really uneducated about it. So, for those of you that are new on these weekly webinars, once a quarter I like to kind of do just kind of an FAQ session where I have notes on all the questions I get, and I just try to address them so everyone can understand from a group level. And the first question I want to address, I've been getting this one a lot, is which should I focus on the most? Should I focus on Facebook? Should I focus on LinkedIn? Should I focus on Twitter? And I know a lot of you guys are going to different types of association meetings, whether it's NAHU, the Big I, NAFA, and a lot of times these associations will bring in speakers that are very good, they're very positive, but it's kind of their job to kind of pump you up. And they may talk about LinkedIn, they may talk about Twitter, they may talk about Facebook, and after these, and again, I get these calls after people have attended them, and they kind of get brainwashed to the fact that one is better than the other. And guys, my opinion is that you want to utilize all three. You really want to utilize all three because, one, the search engines look at all three for their social activity ranking. As we know, search engine optimization is now based on how much activity is going on your social media presence. That's now about 43% of your 43% of your search engine optimization. So it would be a very foolish move to focus on LinkedIn and not focus on Facebook and Twitter, because it actually does affect your website. My opinion on which one do I like, which one is better, I don't really look at it that way. I kind of look at it really from an entrepreneurial kind of interpretation, and I try to keep all three active, and I try to keep a focus on all three. So I wouldn't focus on any one more than the other. I think it's really important to stick with it and stick with keeping balance. Next question I've been getting a lot, and that's because LinkedIn made some changes, is how do I change my LinkedIn web address? And you'll see on my profile right here, guys, you can kind of see it. You'll see linkedin.com/in/Ken J. French. That is my LinkedIn profile web address. If you were to type in that address, and if I click on it, it should work, obviously it takes you to my profile. Okay? This is what the consumer sees when they search for me. So it's very important to customize that address. When you first start out, your address may be linkedin.com, a bunch of numbers. You really want to put your name or your agency name or something that's going to help people find your profile, because again, it's going to help with some SEO, but more importantly, it's going to add some credibility to what you do. So to change that, go to the profile area up here. Let me try to get my highlighter out. Maybe this will help. Up here is the profile button. Click on that and click Edit Profile. And again, it can be kind of confusing. You would think it's easy, but it's not. You want to click the Edit button next to that address. You'll see it right here. And if you click the Edit button, it then kind of takes you to another page, and you're going to have to, again, kind of click right here, down here where it says Customize Your Public Profile URL. And once you finally click that, you'll see a little pop-up comes up where you can really change it to whatever you want. It's not like Facebook used to be where you can only set it once. You can set it as many times as you want. But I think that's really important, and that's something you should go kind of take a look at right now, which is make sure you've updated that address. I would use your name or your agency name just because, again, it's going to help people find your profile. And in my opinion, that's a good thing. As I always try to explain to people, if any potential clients ever find my profile, that's a great thing for me because my profile is set up to impress. One, I try to explain to people what I do and how I can help them. But as you start to look, I literally have hundreds of people now promoting me for social media marketing, hundreds of people for web design, dozens upon dozens of testimonials I have. So to me, I know if someone finds this profile, they can certainly contact anyone I'm connected with, and it's going to get me a good review, or it's going to get me the business. It should be no different for you. You should be using this as another validation of how good you are. Next question. How come on LinkedIn I can't connect? I can connect with some people, but other people, when I try to connect with them, I need their email addresses. So let me just kind of slow that down and try to explain it again. The question is how come on LinkedIn, and here's a good example. You go to LinkedIn, and in the upper right-hand corner, you're going to see a section here that says people you may know, right? And if you go and Nicole Winter, I have no idea who she is. Let's say I click on the connect button, okay? What's going to happen with Nicole is it's going to make me put her email address in to send her an invite. But if I was connected to people that Nicole was connected to, it would let me auto-connect to Nicole. I wouldn't have to put in an email address. But because I have no networking, no similar connections, it requires the email address. So that's the answer to the question. You can, if you are connected to people that are connected to you, you can auto-connect. If you're not, you're going to have to put their email address in to prove to LinkedIn that you know them. That's all. How do I remove a LinkedIn connection? And I've had a lot of people who've come to my LinkedIn messaging webinars where I kind of try to explain how you can use LinkedIn just like email marketing. Very powerful tool. And occasionally you want to remove somebody. You just don't want them getting your messages. What you want to do is go to your profile, click on Network, and click on Contacts. And in the upper right-hand corner here is a button that says Remove Connections. Hopefully we can see that. If you click on that, you're going to want to go in, and it's going to give you everyone you're connected to. Find out their last name. Let's say it starts with I'll just go with a Y, because there's probably not many. Click on the person's name, hit Remove Connections. They're gone. Okay, that's how you get rid of them. They do not get that's another common question. Ken, if I remove them, do they get a message saying they've been removed? The answer is no. They have no idea you removed them. So you need to remove them. No big deal. Do what you have to do. That's how you do it. Go to Network, hit Contacts, and and certainly remove them. Next question I've been getting a lot of because Facebook and LinkedIn have tried to do a really good job at selling ad space. So guys, the question is this: should I spend some money and put an advertisement on LinkedIn and Facebook? And as I go to my profile here, you'll see right here ads you may be interested in, right? We got Outgrown QuickBooks, ebook, website redesign, hey business owner. So those are some ads here on LinkedIn. You'll see one up here, entrepreneur, owner, update your profile, free, And if we go to Facebook, you'll see this is my news feed. Whoop, sorry, I clicked on something there. This is my news feed, and you'll see there's a little sponsored section right here with some ads. BP Driver Awards, Get Info, luxury townhouses, whatever. So my point is that a lot of time LinkedIn and Facebook will even offer you $50 free. They'll say, hey, here's $50. Go ahead, put some pay-per-click ads on your on people's profiles. So I've done some webinars on this in the past, and it really is a 30-minute discussion. But long story short, it is very powerful in some respects because you have the ability to pinpoint what profiles your advertisement shows up on. So if you wanted to, you could, let's say you were just selling annuities. You could have your annuities ad display on people 55 to 65 years old who lived in a certain part of the state, et cetera, et cetera. So you could really find your target market. On the flip side, I haven't heard of too many people getting results from the pay-per-click. They tend to get clicks. They tend to not make sales. For whatever reason, people on social media, it's not correlating like Google does. So my suggestion would be, if you really want to spend some money on advertising, go to Google and you know, use Google's pay-per-click advertising. I just typed in annuities, and you'll see here on the right are all the ads. I find that for me personally, I was always much more successful using Google, and from what I'm, you know, from the research I've done, right now Google is still the best place to spend money for pay-per-click. I would stay away from the Facebook. I would stay away from the LinkedIn at this point in time. Obviously, Facebook, once they went public, has really tried to find ways to generate revenue, and they feel that their advertising department is a huge place to make revenue. You know, it is a great thing that you can pinpoint what profiles it shows up on. It's just at this point I'm not seeing the conversion ratio. Next question, you know, it's funny, I'll kind of tell you a little story. I have a client, kind of an older guy, and been doing business for about 4 years. And he finally had that epiphany. It finally hit him. Guy's and just to give you a background, full service shop, commercial, personal life, health. Been in the business 50 years. His dad was in the business 50 years. And it finally hit him, the impact of this social media stuff. And so the question is Ken, what does viral mean when it comes to social media? So I'll kind of close on this. If you know, obviously, if we're talking about Facebook, we can kind of look at my page for my company. And the same thing can be said on LinkedIn, and the same thing can be said on Twitter. You have these pages for your company, right? And it's really very simple how it works. You're trying to get as many people as possible to come to the page and become a fan, right? To connect with you. When you post something, it goes to those connections, okay? So it's kind of like email marketing. You're trying to get as many people to connect to you as possible. That becomes your distribution. So when people connect, it's like you get their email address. The only difference is that people are much more likely to pay attention to social media today than they are email marketing. So that's the foundation. That's not the viral part. That's just the basics. You create pages on social media. You try to get as many people as possible to connect with you, and you post things. And the reason you post things is because it then goes out to those people, right? It goes out to those connections. And the part that people don't understand is the viral part. And the viral part is if you post something, let me rewind because I'll make it even simpler. Let's say that my buddy Bob, who lives next door to me, has gone to my Facebook page and he's become a fan. He's one of these 2,000 people, okay? So today I posted about my blog. I wrote up a blog on the philosophy of social media for insurance agents. When I posted that, it went to Bob's news feed. Okay, so if I click on home, we can see my news feed. So my post showed up here. Okay, so let's say Bob came into the post, and I'll use kind of this Star Wars as an example. And let's say he clicked like, or he commented and said, "Very good write-up, Ken." This is where it goes viral. Because Bob comments or likes or shares, now that specific post, like, you know, again, just like this Star Wars post, it goes to all of the people Bob is connected to, right? So I have 2,000 people that are connected to me. I post it. It goes to them. Bob is one of the 2,000. He clicks comment and says, "Great post." Now the post goes to all of Bob's connections. Let's say Bob has 1,000 connections. So now I went viral. I went from 2,000 people to 3,000 people with the potential of one of Bob's connections to like it or comment or share. But more importantly, people are now taking a look at my brand that don't know me. And I guess this is my thought process, guys. As insurance agents and agencies, I think we can all agree that retention and referrals are the key to success. There's no disagreeing that. To me, it just makes a lot of sense to set up a social media presence to get all of our clients to connect with us. Reason being, they then become people that we can stay in front of on a daily basis. And statistics are showing that a high percentage of people pay attention to social media. They value it. So that's why we want to do it, because they pay attention to it. So we get our clients to connect with us. We post tips, we post insight, we post things that are on people's minds every day so that our agency, our logo, stays in front of our clients. That's always a good thing for retention. Plus, hey, maybe it generates a cross-sale. People don't realize we do other things. But more importantly, if we can get our clients to interact with our posts, now our posts are going to our clients' friends and family. And where do referrals come from? Referrals come from usually our clients, friends, and family. So my point, guys, is the agencies I see that are really successful and they're really doing well, it hits them. They get that part. You know, I guess my point is that you know, that's what it's going to take to be successful with it. It's about getting our clients connected to us, staying in front of our clients for retention purposes, and then hopefully getting in front of our clients' friends and families, which hopefully speeds up the generation of a referral. So hopefully that makes sense. So guys, let me just answer